Uh, Thank you very much for coming. I'm Larry Bill. I'm running for Congress, the 8th District. Our election is November 2nd, 2010. And I'm running as an independent it's because I don't see the difference between the two parties. And to get elected as an independent, I've got to have around 6,000 signatures from registered voters. And that's what several of you all have been involved here already in that and helped me with that, and I appreciate it. Now, over the years, I've held many titles: son, husband, dad, pilot, telephone colonel. If you've ever been in the military, you know what that means. Business owner, an optimist. But the one title I really like, and what motivates me, is grandpa. And this motivates me to keep our high standard of living and our freedom for our future generations. Now, really, I have no beef at all with our local politicians and our state politicians, but our current Washington leadership appears, in both parties, that they're intent on bankrupting our nation. And so, since nobody else was stepping up to oppose the status quo, I did. Now, it'd be easy to campaign blaming both parties and opposing candidates, but what we need instead of blame are solutions. It'd be easy to shout, "Let's get back to the Constitution," but our leaders have strayed our general populace into so much government dependence that they don't want to give it up. We must face reality and bring true solutions. The promises of "I will work hard for you," and Democrats are socialists and Republicans are the party of no, that's all hollow and vague, and it does not really address reality. What really pains me is the phrase, "We must do this to win." We must do this to win. I would rather we hear people say, "We must do this because it is right," even if it's not our idea, and even if we might still lose. Now, I've gone around our whole 8th District asking for people to sign the petition to allow me to get on the ballot. And oftentimes, these people ask me, "Well, what would you do otherwise?" And that's what I want to do, is instead of placing blame or anything like that, I'd rather focus on solutions. Right now, I think it's very important that we get involved with energy independence in America. We spend $1.25 trillion every year overseas on foreign oil. And once I would get into Congress, what I want to do is work for energy independence. I want to encourage domestic drilling, and also I put the caveat on that no oil companies can get long-term leases and not drill. And also I want to advocate for natural gas autos and nuclear power plants. And this cap and trade bill, if it gets enacted, needs to be eliminated, because there's no intent in that cap and trade bill to improve air quality. It's simply a chance to transfer wealth from the Midwest where the coal is burned to the coast where they have hydro and nuclear power. Also, we've got this massive debt coming up, $12 trillion in climbing. And what we have to do is we need to reduce our federal spending by examining the whole federal structure. And by this, not only what I'd like to look at is reducing military involvement abroad, including shutdown of large bases in Japan, Europe, and Korea. Right now we have more troops stationed in Japan, Europe, and Korea than we do Afghanistan. And it's totally ridiculous that we have these giant bases at these locations. Also, I'd like to see a reduction in naval operations in the Persian Gulf. I'd put a freeze on federal payrolls and pay hikes, including Congress. And then I'd also reduce 8th District earmarks by 20%. Cancel unnecessary projects like the Emerson Hunger Fund in Washington, D.C., and not involve 8th District. And also I'd like to stop Medicare fraud. Medicare fraud has a very significant impact on our budget right now. The current estimates are between $50 and $60 billion a year, and if we have that much fraud in our system, we should get more auditors to bring some of that money back.